Hey, let's talk about games.
Hello there, my friend. Airsick Hydra here. Today I'm going to be giving you an update on the latest information on Inquisitor Martyr's missing patches. That's right, those of you that have been with the early access might have noticed we haven't had the psyker in November. It got rolled into the November-December update, and then the November-December update has been unfortunately rolled into the November-December-January update. Now, we do have some communication from the actual team, or rather from the lead producer himself, giving us an update as to what's going on with the game. Do we need to worry? What's going to be in the content exactly? And well, there's no real reason why it's late other than they've bitten off more than they can chew. But some reassurances first I'd like to give out is, first up, the overall release date is said not to have been impacted by this, as well as that the future updates following January won't be changed either. The overall roadmap will be staying as is. It's just that some of the extra work recently has set them back. Now let's talk about what's actually going on with the game. So first up, they've said they're about 80% of the way through what they currently, or where they would like this whole massive patch and update to be, but it's not quite ready in terms of both bugs and in terms of enjoyability. There's still stuff left to do. Now, there is a little bit of a misconception that I just want to clear up, that the actual... So some people feel that the developers have failed to actually work through their original plan for the game and schedule. However, I would like, and I do have a little bit of sympathy with them, in that they have taken on additional tasks in order to change features in accordance with feedback. So the original plan has been shifted somewhat to chuck more stuff in it, but by more stuff, it's changing the old stuff rather than adding new features. Although there are features being added too, we'll come to them in just a moment. But we can look forward to this on January 10th. Now, they've committed to a number, I think, such is their will to try and win back some goodwill with you early access players. And kind of rightly so, because if you bought the game when it came to early access, your experience thus far is one delayed patch, one postponed patch. No. It's half a patch followed by a delay, followed by another delay. So some of you may be feeling a little bit salty and angry. And maybe rightly so. I mean, if you've just joined, this is maybe not the best first impression, but for some of us that have been with the game, let's say about 9-10 months now, we have a slightly different view, some of us at least, because a lot of the stuff we're seeing in these patch notes, we're actually thinking, oh god, yes, they're changing these features, core features within the game. Let's get on to talking about those now. So first up, the psyker is obviously coming, but boy, do we have some interesting information here. Abilities are not completely tied to weapons with this class, so they're presenting a completely new weapon system alongside this class, where, now the exact phrases aren't completely fixed and tied to weapons, implies that you will probably select a weapon that will grant you access to a pool of abilities, and then you will get to choose some from that, and different weapons may have different abilities. I think that's a reasonable expectation. The fact that this is being made like so is based on player feedback. They could have quite easily copy-pasted the old character, sort of, here's a weapon, here's some skills, and, well, they've gone ahead and gone and done something different. But this is pretty exciting. I'm really looking forward to it, because those of you that want some more customization, well, at least with one of the three classes, you're going to get it. This is going to be based around a warp heat-based system. I don't think there's any surprises there that a heat-based system is going to be used for warp. And there's going to be warp anomalies included, anomalies, and no idea what they're going to include. I'm kind of hoping when you cast a spell or a psychic ability, every now and again a demon's going to pop out your bum and try and claw you to death. Might be fun, might be random, might be infuriating. So as well as that, we've obviously got the story chapters that are going to be implemented within this coming milestone, but they have apparently changed the format in which the story is going to be sort of presented to the player. And they've come up with a new format to tie it to the other stories in each sector, as well as the investigations. So all of these things are going to follow a new medium of presentation. We have no idea what this actually means. But basically, they've accepted the fact that the current investigations are tosh, basically. They're not particularly exciting to do. It's just a string of random missions. They kind of knew that. I mean, it was just a placeholder of sorts, but they basically said, right, we've completely changed how we're going to present all this to you. It's going to be a lot more interesting. As well as that, the overall actual sectors. The first sector is going to be smothered in lots of different investigations to do. And some rather interesting news that, and they have hinted that player progression will somehow be linked to these grand investigation. So it seems to be the case that the current system that isn't that popular, where you have to sort of grind and grind fate from doing normal missions, and then you do a turret mission and you level up a little bit just from doing the turret mission, we can maybe chuck that out the window now and focus on doing this story campaign investigation related content. And they're all going to have individual stories. They're not randomly written. They are pre-scripted. We don't know anything more about that, but there's going to be some changes to the actual leveling system. And this, again, is based on player feedback that some people don't, well, many people don't like the current system. It has some glaring flaws. Grinding and grinding a currency in order to then do a level... Well, we've talked about the negatives already, but this, again, most of it's come from player feedback and is changes they're making in accordance with, well, the fundamental systems of the game, to basically make the game better. So again, I have a little bit of sympathy that they're doing what we asked them to do. I'm not saying this is on our fault at all. Like they didn't give us a pretty accurate estimate. This would have gone down a lot better if when they picked this off, they'd said, oh, okay, guys, we'll give you a new leveling system. We're going to make end game content because we're changing how the game's working, but we might need an extra month to do it. That I think would have avoided a lot of fears and concerns just by admitting, hey, this is a lot to do, but instead they tried to please everyone. They tried to get it done on time and unfortunately just haven't managed to do so. But let's carry on with the exciting stuff to look forward to. So we've obviously got all those exciting bits. Then we have mention of an endgame sector warground feature. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it includes. It's some form of battleground thing. Don't go thinking of other games that use those terms. Don't go thinking like it's going to be a World of Warcraft type battleground. No. Slap on the wrist. Bad. It's going to be something endgame related for Martyr. We don't know what it is. We know you're going to work your way through the stories of the sector to level yourself up, and then slap, damn, bash, off you go. You're going to be in some form of endgame event, which is also going to coincide with the first season. No more information on that, but there does seem to be the description and explanation that all of the little stories will fall into an overarching theme. So all of these little investigations are going to basically be around a chaos incursion on the first sector, and that's going to be where most of the stories will sort of spin off from. You do all the stories, you get all the stuff, you get to the end of the zone, and then you get access to this end game content. The only thing that will be missing in January will be the boss that's going to be added, I think, the month afterwards. So that's basically what we guys have to, and girls, have to look forward to. They have apologised. They have said, look, it's their mistake. They've bit off more than they can chew. But again, I just wanted to address the, I say rumour. I wanted to address the misconception that they've failed to deliver on their initial plan. They have changed their initial plan in accordance with player feedback, and unfortunately they failed to do that alongside their original plan. So, I mean, slight discrepancy in terms of semantics. Either way, we haven't had a patch for 2 months, but they have committed to January 10th. So this is going to be a big day for Inquisitor Martyr. We've got lots to look forward to, and I, for one, are quite excited. They've given us a little teaser in terms of a little spaceship going around. Apparently, there's going to be some cutscenes tying the story together too. Basically, we can look forward to pretty much everything in the game. Well, a lot of stuff changing anyway. New class, completely different systems, new maps, new story, completely different way of presenting story, UI, moving between mission stuff. We don't really know what it is. We just know that they've taken on board our criticisms of the current game state. So those of you that are just bored of doing monotonous random missions and don't really feel like an Inquisitor, this really sounds like it might be ticking those boxes, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now, guys, rest assured I'll be keeping you up to date if anything else comes out of the woodworks, but for now, I feel like we just have to have a Merry Christmas and look forward to January 10th. Let me know what you guys feel down below in the comments. Obviously, some of you may be happy with this. Some of you may just be disappointed you haven't had the content you wanted for Christmas. Some of you may be looking forward to a change or two in particular. Maybe the psykers got you psyched. Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you there. Take care, guys. All the best.